Hello, everyone, and welcome to the latest edition of Unemployed Pinoy CEO. I'm your host, Francis San Diego. We have another special episode right now, and actually, this one is a little bit different because I have two special guests with me. First, I'll talk about the mother. Okay, she is a founder and CEO of NetRealty, and she's also with a real estate, right? So allow me introduce to you Abby Ronquillo and Chef Maya Ronquillo. Say hi, guys.
Hi, thank you so much for having us here today, Francis. I
Yes.
love your show.
Yes, thank you. And what can you say about our show, Maya?
It's great.
Oh, thank you. This is going to be different, guys, because I guess this is going to be my favorite episode now because I have a very special guest with me, Chef Maya. So let's go get started.
All right.
Can you please introduce to our viewers out there and our listeners about who you are and what you do for a living?
Okay, so my name is Abby Ronquillo. I am from Eastvale. I own a company called NetRealty, and what we promote is sustainability and eco-friendly in the real estate sector. So what I do is I try to promote, using less waste. Our motto is NetRealty, moving you closer to net zero waste. So because I just see a lot of waste in the real estate industry, like you have all of the advertising that's not done with recyclable paper. You see, it's just creating a little bit more trash. And then during the transaction, we have about 100 pages of disclosures and just it's not necessary to have to print out all those pages. You can just save it on your computer and you can save some trees at the same time. So that's what NetRealty is about. I started it because I just wanted, I'm seeing things in the world, and my husband is also into sustainability. He works for an electric vehicle company called Rivian, and both of us are on the same page when it comes to sustainability and recycling. And actually, instead of recycling, we're into trash prevention. So if you have less trash coming into your house, then there's less things for you to have to recycle. So that's what we try to educate mostly our buyers on, because a lot of our sellers are already, they're selling their homes. So when they are the buyer, then I try to educate them on being more eco-friendly.
Wow, that's interesting. I mean, that's the first time I've heard it, right? So anyway, maybe we can have some introduction for our really special guest. Hi, say hi. Introduce yourself, Chef Maya. Yeah, go ahead. Say
Go
hi.
ahead, Maya.
Hi, my name is Maya, and
I'm a chef.
I'm a chef, and I like to cook things a
Nah.
lot.
What do you like to cook?
I like to cook tortillas.
Whoa.
Wow.
Maybe we can have some cooking show for you.
hmm
Okay.
In the
that's
future.
nice. Okay, there we go. Thank you, Chef Maya. So anyway, yeah, I mean, it's interesting to hear that from you because most of the the ones that I know in the real estate industry is just basically like buying and selling. They talk about that. And you're the first one to ever talk about that one.
Yeah, that's why I created my own company.
Mhm.
It's because, I wanted to do something where we can make a difference in the world. I know it's just a small thing, but there's this saying, small things done by millions of people, it can create change and it can create a huge difference in the world. So I'm just starting out. Right now, my main focus is getting my business known. Like I'm not really the kind of person that I don't like to put myself out there that much, but if it'll help promote my business and expand my business, and I don't mind doing it because I do see in the real estate industry, a lot of it is about buying and selling, but there's also the opportunity to educate our clients, educate our buyers on, buying solar panels, and instead of having like a gas guzzler, which I know a lot of people, a lot of car enthusiasts, they love having a V8. They love the Corvettes. But, you know, also you have the option of getting an electric vehicle. If you have a Tesla, they're pretty quick. You have all the torque available right away. Like I have some people trying to race me with my Model X, and you know, it's not even close.
Yes,
So
I saw that.
yeah, and you can what I do is we just plug it into our home. We have solar panels, and our monthly electricity bill is like $50. It used
For a
to be
month.
negative $54, but you know, after me and my husband got electric vehicles, now it's 50. So
Oh,
yeah.
that's interesting. Now, how did you come up with that one when you started? Like, is that the first thing you did? You're also involved in real estate, and you just evolved with that, or what's your story in terms of like we go back to when you first started?
okay, so let me see. Okay, we'll go back. So I was born in the Philippines, in Caloocan. We lived in Monumento, and I think it was like martial law when I was in the Philippines, and we just wanted to get out.
Yeah.
So I started out selling rags to jeepney drivers when I was about 4 years old. It was life that was kind of
Rags.
hard.
Yes.
Rags, you know,
Yeah.
like, and then I would tell my cousins, "Come on, you guys,
Is it
let's
the
go."
ones that are circle rags?
No, the square, and they're dirty.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, but we were trying to make money any way we can, and I wanted to make my own money. So that's what I did with my cousins, and I would tell them, like, come on, you guys, let's go. And they're all older than me. And so my parents, they decided that we need to go to the U.S. My aunts were in the U.S., and so we saved our money. Even though my dad was working at San Miguel Beer, we still didn't have enough money to like really have a good life. Our house, I remember it was on Concehala Lane. Now there's Victory Mall built on top of our house in Caloocan. And we used to have like tires that would hold the bubong or hold it down.
Because it's there's
Because
a
it's
typhoon,
monsoon.
right? Yeah, monsoon.
Yeah, I just remember a lot of monsoons at that time, and just the house being flooded several times. So, you know, we're like, okay, we need to get out. We need something better. So me and my mom, we went to the U.S., just me and her. And I remember coming to the U.S. and she was like, "Oh, tell them your name is Leomona Gonzaga." I was younger than Maya. I was 6 years old. And I was like, "Who's Leomona Gonzaga? Who's that person?" So when we were there at the airport, actually I didn't even get to talk. I just threw my doll and then I ran in front of the immigration just so I don't have to say it because I was so confused. And so me and my mom, we worked in this let me see. When we first went to the U.S., my dad and the rest of our family wasn't here yet. And me and my mom worked for Aling Neri's restaurant. Just like how I have Maya with me, my mom always took me with her everywhere because she couldn't afford a babysitter.
Yeah.
So, you know, I was Maya's age, working in a restaurant, peeling garlic and onions. And actually, that restaurant is still there in
really?
Koreatown.
Oh,
But
Koreatown.
it's not Aling Neri's anymore. It's like Nery's or something like
Somebody
that.
bought it already.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, my mom, she worked at the swap meet, and I would help her at the swap meet selling. That's where I learned to sell was from my mom. And let me see. So how did I get started in NetRealty? Okay, let me. Okay, so well, during that time, I also forgot to mention that I was TNT. I didn't have papers, and I was under an assumed name, and it was really hard going through life like that. So we hired, I had to save my money. I hired an attorney to fix my papers. And when I got my employment authorization card, I worked for a tech company. It's for an internet company called XDrive. So I was about 20 years old at that time. And XDrive, it's like the precursor to Dropbox. XDrive is where you would save all of your files on a cloud. So just like Dropbox and just like a cloud, you would save it there. The company, the founders of that company, they ended up, the company filed for bankruptcy. And the founders, they started MySpace. So
okay. That was like what, 2000?
2000.
2000, right?
Yeah, and they filed for bankruptcy 2001. And then the two of our executives started MySpace, and Tom worked at XDrive.
Tom, yeah.
Yeah, Tom worked. I remember him. He was working like in the server room. He was just a IT guy, but I didn't know he would be the one, the
be the
main guy
founder,
for
yeah.
MySpace. But he's not really the main guy. It was Josh Berman and Krista Wolf, the guys that worked in marketing. So, you know, when I got a taste of that, I was like, how come I can't be like them? You know, I want to do the same thing. I want to have my own startup.
Correct.
But I didn't finish college yet. So after that, I went to a lot of different. I think I have the record for like the most community colleges attended. Probably like 10 community colleges. I went to Mount Sac, Fullerton College, even Lake Tahoe, Bakersfield, just so I can get my classes while I was working.
Correct.
And so after that, I ended up going to UCLA. And because I had experience being TNT, I decided to do research on people that were TNT, and I ended up getting published by UCLA by their labor department on my research for TNT people. I interviewed them, and you know, some of them would ride the bus for like 5 hours just to get to school.
Yes.
You know, and a lot of them were valedictorians, but they were undocumented. So I wanted to promote that at that time. And then after that, actually before, I'm like skipping around. Before that, after the XDrive filed for bankruptcy, I moved to Hawaii because I was heartbroken or whatever. I moved to Hawaii to get away. And that's where I learned about sustainability. And I lived in a place called Kalihi. It was kind of like the Philippines. There's a lot of roosters and a lot of chickens everywhere. And the lady that I lived with, my roommate, she always made food at home, and she just grew things from the backyard, and she recycled rainwater. So, you know, I was like, oh, you know, in the mainland, we were pretty wasteful. And so I started learning about, that's my first taste of sustainability. Is being in Hawaii.
So when was this though?
So this was like in 2002, because I really loved Hawaii and I just wanted to party at that time.
You're 20, so.
Yeah, plus, I was like, okay, I went on vacation for like it's basically a year of vacation. I worked as one of those people at the outrigger, like aloha, welcome to Waikiki, and then people would take a picture with me. They thought I was Hawaiian, but I'm like, I'm from LA, you guys, you know. I'm just so that's where I started learning about sustainability. And then after that, that's when I went to UCLA and finally got my degree. And I worked in the legal industry for a while, and then I went to law school after UCLA for a week, and I hated it. It was like
law school.
Yeah, it was hard, and it just wasn't for me. And I felt like with real estate, I can do some law. Actually, I'm involved with a lot of like pre-litigation in real estate, because there's always, every transaction, there's a lot of things that can go wrong that can lead to someone getting sued. Yeah. So I worked at Coldwell Banker when I first started my real estate career. And I just saw, oh my gosh, paper everywhere. So this was like 2012, just papers and stacks of papers and folders. And I was like, gosh, there's so many trees that, you know, that you're wasting. Yeah. So many, I just felt like, okay, it's time for me to have my own brokerage where I can have more control over what's going to happen to, you know, can we go paperless? And it was starting to go to that trend where real estate was paperless. It's not, a lot of people still use paper, but I wanted to do something where we were paperless in the transactions, and we didn't do a lot of advertising with postcards, except if it's a recyclable paper. And also, we can promote sustainability and getting closer to net zero waste with our clients, like trash prevention and cultivating your own food at home, things like that. So
that's nice. I mean, it's an interesting story. I mean, your story itself, the path that you went into is like no joke.
No, it's no. It's
there's
no
a lot
joke.
of there's a lot of experiences that you've had, like good or bad. It's part of life, right?
Yeah, it's a lesson.
Yes.
Like I think every experience is a lesson. Like I never have any regrets. It's just lessons. And just selling in the swap meet, some may say, oh, it's irrelevant, but that taught me how to be a good negotiator, because there's a lot of people there. You're trying to sell something for 25 and they're like 20. And then you have to say, but look at all these, look at this compartment, look at this here.
Yes.
So in real estate, it's kind of similar. You got to for your sellers, you got to negotiate the price up. And it taught me a lot of hard work.
Correct.
Just going through that, like being, I guess, not having anything handed down to me and having to earn everything, even the privilege of being legalized or having my green card. I had to earn that. Like I had to earn the money.
Yes.
Yeah, I had to earn the money to
it,
pay for the attorney. It was like $3,000, and they made me take a DNA test with my dad.
Yeah,
and that's another $1,000 at that time. Around 2,000. That was expensive.
Yeah.
So it's hard, but I think a lot of the people in the Philippines, like, they were probably like me. I mean, I'm not saying now I'm super successful. I feel like I'm just getting started. Like I'm never satisfied, but I think anyone can do it. And
That's good. I mean, knowing that one, I mean, it's inspiring to know what you've been through, because at an early age, like 6 years old, right? That you saw the value of hard work, and you have to work for everything that you wanted in life. Yeah, and you are lucky young lady, because you are going to learn from your mom, Chef Maya.
But that's the same thing we instill in our kids. So we never give them money. They have to earn it. Maya, she picks up dog poop. We have 8 dogs.
Yes.
She picks up all of their dog poop.
Good job.
That's one of her chores. And then she cooks rice. She's the one that saings. And then she doesn't wash the dishes yet, but she cooks for us. Like she made me lunch today, quesadillas that were very yummy. Her cheese quesadillas are so good.
Yes.
And we're just, because my husband told me the way he was taught, he never was given anything. He had to earn it, like earn points or, that he was on a point system. And he ended up like being super successful. He's like valedictorian or whatever.
Yeah.
He's more successful than me right now, for now. But because I have a 5-year-old too. So I was a stay-at-home mom until about a year and a half ago when I was working on the app. So we have an app, the NetRealty app. It's a real estate app like Redfin. Similar to Redfin and Zillow, where you can look for homes for sale or for rent. And it took us about 2 years to develop that.
Nice.
And while I was working or home with the kids, I was working on that. And it was just last year that my 5-year-old went full-time to school.
Yes, then you get a chance to like really, focus more on the business side, right?
Yeah. It was hard though. Like you have that guilt. The mom guilt, like I'm not with my kids.
Yes.
Am I a bad mom? Because I'm trying to reach my goals, but my goal is really to spend time with them too. So it's I feel a bit conflicted because I want to make sure that I'm a good mom for them and that I'm present. So
that's good. I mean, for me also, I've experienced like I took me like for my youngest son. So I was there with him, when I was about to like really go full blast on my business, it's like really hard. Hey, what's he doing right now? Who is he? Did he eat already? So I totally feel what you experience also.
Yeah.
So now, let me get back to because there's this one thing that got me interested also with your story. It's about MySpace, right?
Oh,
For all the viewers out there who's not familiar with MySpace, it started. It's like a Facebook back then, early 20s, like late
yeah,
9.
before Friendster.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's like MySpace and Friendster. Then what's the other one? There's
I
a
don't
third
know.
one, yeah. But nobody's like really like there's it's gaining ground at that time.
Yeah.
So now MySpace, the guy who created MySpace, right? So what's it like when you found out that he is the creator?
I was thinking, okay, I have this app. I have this idea to make this app about being closer to net zero waste, NetRealty, and it's kind of it's a real estate brokerage and it's also a tech company. So I was thinking, can I reach out to him and have him invest in my company? And I was like, how much would I need for an investment? Like probably $250,000, right? So because to create an app, it's not cheap. It's about it's at least the minimum is like $100,000, especially when you need it to be robust and you have a lot of features that you want it to have.
Yes.
So I was thinking of reaching out to him, and then I was like, you know what? I don't want to give any equity. I want this to be a woman-owned business, 100%.
Correct.
So I'm gonna just work, and whatever I earn, I'm gonna put it back into the company, just so I can
Invest
keep my
it, yeah.
equity.
Yes.
Yeah, invest it back into my company. So I haven't really taken a paycheck, because my husband has a good job. It's not that I don't have to work, but it's just I'm not pressured to work, and I have some flexibility, So I put all my money back into NetRealty, and then perhaps when I do want to expand or grow, then I'll consider having investors.
When the time
When it's
comes.
necessary, I was thinking, when I really need them, or if I'm losing money or something. But you can't think like that. It's really when you're at the growth stage or you have that upward trajectory in your business that it's good to start looking for investors.
When the time comes, right?
Yeah.
I mean, as far as you're concerned, you wanted to make sure that you can exert all your efforts in just putting it by yourself, right?
Yes.
Which is really good, inspiring. Yeah, I mean, I'm learning from you right now.
Oh, really?
That's
It's
good.
I think one thing you asked was like, what are your biggest failures?
Correct.
I think one of my biggest failures was failing to plan. I have the app, and we were more focused on functionality and having it work properly and be quick. And that took months, because the first company that I hired to build the app was from India. So we worked on it for like 6 months, and it wasn't working.
Yeah.
Like it would crash, and I was like, oh my gosh, all this hard work. So we worked on it with them for another 6 months, and it would crash, and they really didn't know what they were doing.
Yes.
But I chose them because they worked on Shoe Dazzle or some kind of website like that. And then
experience, yeah.
So we had to change the team, and once we changed the team, we got them from, it's one of those in Ukraine. So we got a team that worked on real estate apps.
Okay.
And, it was just like a big lesson learned, because I didn't focus on sustainability or being eco-friendly. I just focused on features.
Oh, okay.
So now an iteration is when you make changes. Like sometimes every iteration is 20,000. 10,000. Like if we want to do SEO, another 10,000. So it gets expensive.
Yeah,
and
when
you don't plan ahead of time, it's going to end up costing you like 50,000 to 100,000 more.
Yes,
So
for sure.
These are things that I should have thought about in the beginning. I mean, I invested a lot of my all of my own money pretty much in building the app and also an office.
Well,
So being an entrepreneur, you're spending a lot of money.
yes.
In the office, I didn't know I would spend close to 100,000 on building an office.
When you started,
Yes, like when I worked with the architect, I told him, "Oh, I want a kitchen so I can have a place to drink coffee." So he had to move some of the HVAC. Moving the HVAC was $10,000, you know, or moving the pipes.
hard.
What they had to do was, so just to have my coffee bar, they opened up the concrete floors. Like they had a jackhammer. They excavated inside my office just to put my coffee bar in there. And I couldn't change my mind because one thing, you guys, when you start a business and you build out an office, you have to work with a general contractor and give the plans to the city. If you make any changes to the plans, it's going to start the approval process over again. And I was like, I just want to have my office already. So I couldn't make any changes. And I didn't know, like, having glass walls, okay, that's $20,000. Having a glass wall. And, moving this over here, that's another $5,000. It was so stressful. And in the middle of all this, my dad passed away last year during COVID. So we were doing the office.
Sorry.
We were building the office during COVID, and then that happened, and I was just like really stressed out. So
I know, it's really hard. I can't imagine, like, you know, dealing with that one. So anyway, before we proceed, let's do a little bit fun.
Okay.
So maybe we can do some shout outs, and maybe we can start with you. Then afterwards, we can have Chef Maya do some shout outs.
So shout outs, is it, do I get to see the?
Yes, you can see it there. Maybe, or some friends, Christian, you can, you know.
Yeah, shout out to my hubby, Christian.
Yes.
Okay, let me see.
So your friends from, and by the way, guys, just to mention, with Abby, actually we met in Facebook, social media. It's like, you know, it's powerful social media. So you get to meet a lot of individuals over there. And the reason why I reached out to Abby as well is because what she was talking about her app. Because on part of my business as well is like in the digital marketing, and I'm also familiar with the softwares as well.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Websites,
Maybe
you know,
you can
and
help
everything.
me.
Yeah, funnels. Yeah, we do that on my agencies. So we do, like I said, that's why you are actually, you're the only one who I found out that has that app.
Oh, really?
Yes. I mean, Redfins, you got Zillow, and you're the only one what is NetRealty? So I got curious. Then I found out that you're doing that one. Then at that time I invited her for like 4 months ago, 4 months ago. I guess.
Wasn't ready.
Yeah, she was ready, and now knowing that your dad passed away, so of course, obviously we have to. Everything must move, you know.
Yeah.
So at that time, so now, fortunately, I guess that when she was ready, she reached back to me and said, "Okay, Francis, I'm ready now." Okay, great. Okay, right, which is really fun. So now, okay, yeah, we can go back to some shout outs. You can start.
Okay, I just wanted to give a shout out to Jay Aquino. That's how I found out about you. I saw you guest on Jay's live stream.
Shout out to you, Jay.
Yeah, without Jay's program, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm shy. Like, I'm not shy with my clients, but it's just being on camera. You know, it's a little bit stressful when you're not used to it.
Yeah.
So Jay helped us with I have my own podcast, Real Generational Wealth. It just talks about real estate. So I have that with SP and Jen, and they were in Jay's group. I met them through Jay's group.
Yes, also I saw that.
Yeah, and then I met a lot of other nice people from Jay's group. Tess Rumley, I did some coaching with her because she really helps with getting out, like, who are you, what's your brand, what's your target audience, things like that. So,
yeah, I know also Tess. I know her program as well. So shout out to you, Tess. Then also you have some Arlie as well.
Arlie, yeah. Shout out to Arlie. She's awesome. She helps with a lot of branding and things like that. And of course, my co-host SP and Jen.
Yes.
SP, she specializes in retirees and baby boomers, and then Jen is she likes to work with first-time home buyers. and uber rich people. I think they work with some billionaires or something with her real estate team. So her and then all the other people from SMBG that I've met, I mean, they're all very inspirational. Like without them, I think I wouldn't be putting myself out there. I've always been a very private person, but what I realized is if no one knows what your business is or no one hears about your business, you can have this awesome app, but it's for nothing because
you have to market yourself.
Yeah, no one's heard about it. So if I can market myself for free on social media, then I'll do it.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. That's gonna be help. Yeah, that's why with Jay, we're in the same space. Like whatever he's teaching, I also part of which we're doing it also for a coaching program, and at the same time we're doing the podcast. Podcast itself. By the way, your show is really great, informational. Yeah,
it's a bit dry, but it's real estate.
Don't say that. No, don't say that because whatever you're doing, you are sharing, you're providing value to all the audience. So which is really great. Keep up the good work on that one. So
thank you.
Getting back to the podcast, that's why we're doing the podcast is because we have to market ourselves. That, like we mentioned, it's really great. Then maybe we can have Chef Maya do some shout outs. Maybe you can say hi to Daddy.
Hey Maya, who do you want to say hi to? Come on, go closer to the mic. Let me.
No, she has a mic already.
Oh yeah,
so
she has
okay.
a mic. Okay.
Yeah, you can say hi to Daddy.
Hi, Daddy.
And to your younger sister.
Who else? Lola, and then your friends.
Yeah, go ahead. Don't be shy.
Oh.
So who do you want to say hi to?
I like to say hi to my whole family.
Nice, so sweet. So let me ask you this question, Maya. What's your favorite dish that you wanted to cook?
What's your favorite thing to make?
My favorite thing to make is tortillas.
Nice. So do you cook tortillas really good?
Or cheese? What do you make with tortillas?
Cheese and butter.
Cheese quesadillas. She just uses.
Nice. Chef Maya has a show. She's doing some live cooking demo, guys. So I encourage you to watch her. She's really good. She's a rising star, chef star, right? Okay, nice. Thank you, Maya. So anyway, before we move further, I wanted to ask you, what did you learn during your experiences all throughout? What you learned that you think that nobody can just learn by themselves?
What did I learn?
During because your experience is really hard.
Yeah.
You learned from 6 years old, from Caloocan, all the way up to here. So what do you think you can share our viewers that you learned that they might, take it seriously or something?
So I would say, like if somebody is telling you that you can be successful with this program, so-and-so program overnight, then just run away because success, it's really a marathon and it takes discipline every day. There's this book, I think Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. It just talks about, have you read it?
Yes.
Yeah. Just doing things maybe 1% better every day, and then it results in a compounding effect. So that's what you have to do because you're not going to be successful overnight.
Correct.
You have to discipline yourself. Like for me, I don't want to call my sphere, we're supposed to do that. Call your sphere of influence, do this. So in lieu of that, I would go on Facebook and I do, Facebook lives like, hey, look at me. I'm here on my new listing, instead of having to call people one by one, because sometimes it's like you're bothering them, but sometimes that is what you have to do. That's the only way to get that listing, or calling for sale by owners or calling strangers. That's what we're supposed to do. So sometimes I don't want to do that. So I try to do some different alternative with social media. Whether it's sending them videos. And, for me, I don't think I will ever consider myself successful. Even if I'm making $1 million, for me, success is having free time, having freedom, and also being able to promote a better environment and just being sustainable at home. Because I see a lot of people eating takeout every day, eating fast food, and those
I'm
single
guilty.
use, the single use plastic utensils. Where does it go?
Yes.
Like plastic, it can be turned into energy, but it's just, it takes so much energy to turn plastic into energy. And
Correct.
there's just ways to prevent more trash prevention in going into your home. So I like to promote being able to cook at home. That's why I started taking videos of Maya.
Yes.
Because people say, oh, I can't cook. I don't know how to cook, or I'm too lazy to cook. But if a 7-year-old or a 6-year-old, she started cooking when she was like 3.
Wow.
If they can cook, then you should be able to cook too at home. But some of my clients are like, I don't want to force them to do that. Some of them are resistant to things like that. So it's like, okay, that's okay. As long as you heard me, that's okay.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I mean, it's inspirational because the way you instilled those values, what you learn at your experiences, and you're teaching your kids when they're growing up is really good.
Oh yeah, because I had to work a lot when I was Maya's age. Like I worked at the swap meet from 7 until 18 years old. So I was just working at the swap meet with my mom. My mom is still there at the swap meet here in Chino or Ontario. It's called Macklin Open Air Market, and she loves it. She loves selling luggage.
Yes.
If you see a little 5-foot blonde Filipino lady, that's my mom. Yeah, we go blonde, around this age because a lot of gray hairs. So yeah, so that's
cover
my
it up a
mom.
little bit.
Yeah, just to hide it because
I mean, for me, no case because I know it's my hair is gone now.
Do you shave? Do you
Yes.
do it yourself?
Yes.
Okay, you're like my husband. My husband has a shaved head too. He said it's because he's too cheap to go to a barber. He has hair, but he just shaves it all the
Yes,
time.
I mean, for me, I'll go there. I mean, I'll just buy a shaver. I'll just do it anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm used to it already. Then it relaxes me. For some reason, it relaxes me. It's taking me like 30, 45 minutes. I'm just doing it. Okay, I can still feel okay. Let me get back. Something like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, that it's really good to hear that story from you. I mean, for me, I guess what we can do is like we got to persevere in whatever goals we wanted to achieve, right?
Goal setting, it's a challenge sometimes because you have to figure out what's preventing you from achieving your goals. Like for me, it was fear of speaking or fear of being on camera or fear of being judged. So once you get over that, it takes a lot to get over those things. You have to hire a coach. You got to get into different programs. And so that's what I did. I worked on myself so I can be more comfortable. And even going on our own podcast, I get, what is that? Nakakabahan?
Kinakabahan ka.
O yeah.
Kinakabahan.
Yeah, my Tagalog is a little bit,
Well,
it's shaky.
you've been here in 6 years old, right?
yeah, since 6
Okay,
years
so
old.
of course.
1986, I came here. Oh,
Yeah.
so I'm 41.
Yeah, it's okay. You're younger than me, so.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, I thought I was older than you.
No. So anyway, which is really, I mean, it's part of life. So we gotta. Anyway, so for me, I'll just make some quick shout outs before we proceed. Okay. So
Okay.
I would like to make a shout out to my parents, Frank and Pearlie. Thanks for watching. My wife, Christina. Love you, babe. My 2 daughters, Bea and Trisha. Then my youngest son, Timothy.
Oh,
So
your
I'll-
2-year-old.
Yeah, my 2-year-old. I would like to have Chef Maya meet my young boy, and you should teach him how to cook also, okay? So yeah, we'll be good. Then pretty much like and also Mr. Koval himself,
Yes,
Bernard
Mr.
Ko.
Bernard.
Shout out to you, boss. Then
Yeah,
also
he's a boss.
yes, he's a great guy, right?
Yeah,
he's a
yeah,
great
he's
guy.
awesome.
I learned a lot from that guy. So nothing
I love
can-
his drive. So it's very inspirational.
driven, and the good thing that I learned from him is that you gotta provide value above anything else. Provide value and help any way you can, because that will the rest will follow.
That's true. No,
That's why
that's really true.
that's really good. So anyway, before we proceed, anything that you wanted to like advise? What advice can you give to the ones who are like watching here, who's like looking for their purpose or something? Any advice that you can share for our viewers?
Okay, so if you want to start your own business, you really need to do research and have capital, or just be prepared not to make any money the first or second year, because you're spending all this money. Like I think I spent maybe over 200, like 250, something like that. And you just have to keep going and be committed to it. Like don't stop, because all of the work that you've done, I mean, there was a reason why you started in the first place. You believed in it at one point. So all of the work you have done is for nothing if you stop, you know. So just keep going. Things will get better. And it's just part of being an entrepreneur. Like you make your own destiny. That's why you chose to be an entrepreneur. So
freedom. Right?
Yeah. Freedom. You're not, if you don't want to be part of the rat race. I mean, my husband works for a company, and I tease him all the time. It's like, oh, you're part of the rat race. You got to work a 9 to 5. But what that gives you is stability. So being an entrepreneur and having a successful business, if it was easy, then everyone would be successful, right? Just the fact that it's hard, that's a blessing, because that means that it's hard for someone else to replicate it.
Correct.
So thank God, you know, be thankful to God that it's hard, because everyone would be successful, even real estate. So real estate is a very highly competitive industry. And, you know, it's hard getting clients. Like I'm blessed. I have clients that have multi-million-dollar homes they want to sell. And usually those are the easiest, the ones that are, it's the ones where it's hard for them to qualify, or, but I also love those transactions where it's hard for them to qualify, because once we do get them a home, it's even more satisfying.
Yes, you get to help them when they're struggling, right?
Yes,
That's a
exactly.
satisfaction that you're looking for.
Yeah.
Oh.
So whether it's your own business or if you're in real estate, just keep going and don't get discouraged, because it is hard. It's hard, but some people like challenges. Like I love challenges. So you have to really just own that challenge and just stay committed.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you for that kind advice, or great advice. So, I mean, for me, I'm gonna ask you is, what do you see yourself from Net Realty, like 5-10 years from now?
5-10 years from now, hopefully we're in different states. Like the first place I wanted to expand to was Las Vegas, because they have a growing real estate market. And I mostly want to promote sustainability rather than the real estate business will follow, but just being able to get sustainability out there and people saving water because we're going through another drought. Just things like that. That is more important to me than making money, because I feel like the money will follow as long as we can reach people with our message.
Okay.
So 5-10 years from now, hopefully we'll be maybe international in 10 years.
Yeah, there's a possibility. There's a huge possibility that you can do it, because you're like taking the lead on that one, because you mixed real estate to the tech industry, or you blended it well.
Real estate, tech industry, and even environmental.
Green, green.
Even being green, not just being green. Like people say, oh, I recycle, but how about if you do trash prevention, rather than recycling? That's even better. So it's just taking it one step above. And a lot of people think it's too much to be environmentally friendly. It's too much effort, but just a little effort. Like I always tell people, recycle your rice water, like save your rice water and feed that to your plants. And that's a first step into saving water.
Yeah.
So
that's really right. I mean, it's interesting that coming from you, I heard that recycling is a big deal for you.
Yeah,
really
like when I see people put water and then it goes down the drain, like, oh my God, please stop.
No,
like,
question. How do you recycle rice water? So what do you do with it, and how do you do it? Maybe you
Maya,
can share.
how do you do it? You
Okay,
tell me.
Chef
How,
Maya.
you're the one that knows how to.
How
You're the
do
one
you-
that cooks the rice.
How do you recycle a rice water?
You just put it inside the bucket and put it inside your plant.
Oh.
Yeah. So whenever you have the water with all the, whenever you know how you
With the
wash the
rice, yeah.
rice.
Yes.
Yeah. Whatever water you have, you put it in what, Maya?
Uh-huh.
In the.
The bucket.
Yeah.
Bucket.
So she's the
Great
one that does
job.
that. She puts the rice water in the bucket
Yes.
and then we give it to the plants.
Nice. Great job, Maya. Really good. Keep up the good work, okay? So now, okay, before we end, I would like to invite the viewers out there or our listeners on where can they follow Abby and NetRealty.
So you guys can follow me on Facebook, facebook.com//Abby B. Ronquillo. And then LinkedIn, just look for Abby Ronquillo. YouTube, we're on Real Generational Wealth. And on Instagram, I'm under Abby B. Ronquillo. And you can find NetRealty on Instagram too.
Okay, nice. And I like your slogan. Can you please mention to our
Okay,
viewers
so
your
our
slogan?
slogan is moving you closer to net zero waste. So that's the whole mission of NetRealty, is to move everyone closer to net zero waste.
Nice. And how about Maya? Would you like to invite our viewers on where can they watch your cooking show?
You can watch it on Facebook.
Okay, there you go. And mommy will tell the viewers where can they follow you, right? Okay,
Yeah,
great job.
we'll create a YouTube page for Maya, or
Okay.
YouTube channel for all of
right.
Maya's cooking.
Nice. Okay. Well, anyway, I would like to thank you for providing some great value, inspiration to our viewers out there for Unemployed Pinoy CEO. It's really great knowing you. First time.
You
This is the first
too.
time. Yeah, this is the first time we met personally, and also with the young little lady here, right, Maya? Did you have fun?
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you for coming. And later on, you'll get your own treat. Okay, you'll have a chocolate.
M&Ms. She loves M&Ms.
Oh my goodness, M&Ms. Okay, all right. Okay, now thank you, and hopefully you can maybe one of these days you can come back again, and maybe we can promote your business more. So
Oh
that-
yeah, for sure. I had so much fun.
Yes.
Thank
All right.
you.
Okay. Thank you. All right, guys. This is another great episode, and hope you all find great value to our to our guest with the Abby. And again, guys, this is Francis San Diego, and I would like to thank you all for watching. Have a great day, guys.